And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new next chapter in the Saw franchise, Saw X. That's right, Saw X. It is here, Saw 10, and John Kramer is back once again. Jigsaw, doing his thing, doing what he loves doing best, playing games and torturing his victims into gruesome, horrible deaths and these maniacal traps that he creates. Okay, so let's talk about Saw. First of all, I love the Saw franchise. I think it's all fun. There are some movies are better than the others. I love Saw 2, love Saw 5. I even like Spiral. Spiral was a great film, even though it really had nothing to do with Jigsaw. It was more of a kind of a copycat. Spoiler for that movie, but good job on that movie as well. So, what the heck is this movie about? Well, you have John Kramer. This movie does take place right after the first one, before the second film, and now it's not a spoiler. That's basically in the trailers, so just letting you know that. Okay, so John Kramer, he's doing his thing. We all know who he is now. We've seen the first movie. We get who he is. Something's wrong with him. He's not feeling well. He has, and this is some spoilers for the other films as well. He has brain cancer. Okay, no big deal. No, technically it is a big deal. But for him, okay, he's not going to try to sweat it so much. He's still going to do his thing, have a positive attitude, and, continue being Jigsaw, being the murderous, crazy, psychopathic killer that he is. So, in this film, he finds out, there's a special treatment that can help him maintain his brain cancer, or maybe get rid of it for good. So he makes some calls, he finds out where to go. He ends up putting his trust in this doctor who says, hey, I can cure your cancer. No big deal. You'll be fine. You'll be good as new by next week. Sounds like a win-win situation for me. No problem, John Kramer says. He does his thing. He goes in. He has to pay up, obviously, because money costs, medicine costs money. So there's that. And then, of course, something happens where John Kramer finds out something bad about what happened to him that these doctors did to him. I'm not going to say what did they do to him, but they do something kind of shady to him, and he gets pissed. He thinks, okay, these people are going to help me out, but they kind of made me feel worse in a way. I'll leave it at that. So what does John Kramer do? He plots his revenge, and he starts going after the people who screwed him over for what they did to him. And then here's your movie. All right. So basically this whole film is literally just seeing John Kramer, going through the traumatic pressures of having brain cancer, and he's dealing with it. Doesn't know what to do. He tries to get some help, backfires on him, and now he's not just a desperate man trying to cure himself. He's a dangerous man. And when you screw him over, and you're gonna see why they screw him over and how and what exactly happened to him in this film, you know why he does what he does. And you see him do his tortures, and the tortures are fine. Nothing that we haven't seen in the other ones. I think the other movies give us a little more cleverality towards the tortures that he has created. So obviously, but they were pretty fun torturous things. If you are very squeamish and torture stuff like this bothers you, might not be a film for you. If this is the first Saw film you're watching for the first time, you've never seen the other ones, you might get a little lost, but you can still watch this movie fine. And I thought this movie was just okay. It's not my favorite out of the Saw films, because I feel like the Saw franchise has gone up and down in a roller coaster, in my opinion. Some are great, some just kind of fall, like maybe 3 and 4, in my opinion. And 5 was really good. 6 was okay. 7 was good. 8 was what was it? 8 was Jigsaw, and then 9 was Spiral. So then this was obviously 10. So yeah, and those movies are great. But just keep it the mythology of who John Kramer was in those other movies was great. Seeing him do what he does best in this movie, The man did not lose a step. And the actor who plays John Kramer is still phenomenal in this role. He's creepy. He's menacing. He's all these things that you want to see in this kind of a horror film. He kind of reminds me of when Anthony Hopkins played from Silence of the Lambs, and how sadistic and cruel he was, but also calculating. Kind of remind me of that. That's exactly what John Kramer was. John Kramer is so good at what he does in this character, as this personality of Jigsaw, that it's hard to tell what exactly is in his mind. Even his accomplices, who supposedly helps him in these other movies, even they don't understand him fully. You know, they say that they do, that they, oh yeah, we're with him. I understand his trauma, blah 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 blah. They don't even understand his trauma. He's got so much things up in his brain that nobody will understand. It's like a puzzle that's trying to put itself back together every single time, and it can't get it perfectly. That's exactly who John Kramer is. He's sadistic. He's crazy. He's a little crazy. He's a little nuts when it comes to certain things, and his philosophies about doing things. He may think he's doing good, but he's not really doing good. But yeah, and like I said, the rest of this movie is fine. You know, all the torture stuff that kind of happens near the end. It's a little spoiler there, sorry, but I won't say how or who dies or who what. But just preparing you guys to know, it's gonna be one of those movies. I feel like this might be the shortest one. I'm not sure of the Saw movies, but still, it was still a fine film. I enjoyed it. Like I said before, if you've never seen any of the Saw movies and you go into this movie for the first time, you might be a little lost, but you can still enjoy it as a regular film, because you really get to understand who Jigsaw is, aka John Kramer. Because in the other movies, we got to understand throughout 9 films, or technically 8, because 9 didn't really have them, kind of. And, you know, we never really get to put those pieces together until this movie. So now adding Saw 10 to the mix with the others, it gives us his backstory a little bit more clarification, and I thought they did a really good job with that. But the rest of the movie, you know, it was just okay, fine, because, you know, all the tortures kind of happen at once, and it's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Ooh, that's brutal. Ah, clever. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You get those kind of moments in the near, you know, when the torturing begins, if you want to call it that. And yeah, it was still fine. I still enjoyed it. If you're excited about this new Saw films, go check it out. If you've never seen it and you still want to see it, don't worry, you won't be totally lost. But I do recommend watching the other movies, at least the first 1, 2, maybe the first 3, to really understand this one, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, you could watch all of them and still understand it, but or not watch it at all and still understand it. But you'll get more clarification if you watch the other movies. But you really don't need to, so no worries. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Are you guys excited for the new Saw movie? You guys think this movie should be over with and rebooted by now? Because leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.